Well. Welcome once again, everybody, to another weekly dividend communion here on Sunday night on the Dapper Dividends YouTube channel extraordinaire. What's with the jazz hands, Russ? I don't know. We're in a mood for jazz hands, I guess, right? Is that even what jazz hands is? You give them the old razzle dazzle, they say. You know, you gotta wow them, you gotta shebang them. I don't know. Anyway. What's going on? I'm back. I had a good time this weekend in Milwaukee. I've been gone since Saturday morning. Just got back home. So shout out to all you people that might be in there, hey there, in Milwaukee and Wisconsin land. You got the Yoopers up there in the Upper Peninsula, yeah. But Fast Eddie, right off the bat, I'm going to answer. We're going to have a little bit of fun here. I stopped at the Pleasant Prairie Mall on the way home. It's a Simon Center, ticker SPG, Simon Property Group, and a lot of cool stores. But Fast Eddie, real quick. So I don't have an exact number. I probably should. And the number, though, that is going to be exact is I would love to get as close as possible to passive income covering all of our annual expenses, right? That's your number. That's you really want to hit. So it's different for everybody. I mean, some people, hey, you know, you want to live on ramen noodles and just bottles of water from Costco or something all year long. You're going to have a very low cost of living. You're probably going to be over depraved and not have a real good time and enjoyable. But yeah, so honestly, that's the number. And you guys know I'm 46, and my plan right now, open to, you know, it's a loose plan. I want to take a sabbatical from 50 to 51, and that's what I want to do. Just take a year for myself because, you know, I love looking at people at the end of their lives and what they have to say that they're regretful of, and one of the themes that a lot of people kind of say is, you know, they regret giving so much of their life to their jobs and not enjoying it more for themselves. And you know, we definitely have that opportunity now. We're not medieval serfs where there is no luxury time and me time. That's a relatively new concept, right? New invention. So we get to do that. But yeah, we're going to do some dividend news. What's ahead this week? Looks like a busy week. So buckle in. But that's that. I will say hello again to everybody. I have to give you all a crisp salute. But so, you know, this may be, here, we'll tie it in this way. So for the 23 of you, perfect number that are watching right now, and it changed, Michael Jordan number. So sit back for a minute. I assume I'm allowed to play this. This is brand new. The new face of Nike. They have a new chief marketing officer whose name I just completely forgot. I tweeted it out. And I blossomed it out on Blossom if you're not following me there. But if you haven't seen this, Willem Dafoe is the narrator of this video. So it's really edgy. And Nike is just really, I think they're going to upset some people with this strategy. But if you got a minute, you know, I'll let it play. I'll let it's a minute 30. This is Nike's winning isn't for everyone commercial. So let's roll a clip and see what happens, and then we'll talk about it. Let me know what you think about Nikes, and then I got something to show you that may be a little bit hypocritical of me. So here we go.
Am I a bad person? Tell me, am I? I'm single-minded. I'm deceptive. I'm obsessive. I'm selfish. Does that make me a bad person? Am I a bad person? Am I? I have no empathy. I don't respect you.
By the way, we're live. This is not a Nike commercial. You can't skip.
I have an obsession with power. I'm irrational. I have zero remorse. I have no sense of compassion. I'm
Oh, look out.
delusional. I'm maniacal. You think I'm a bad person? Tell me. Am I? I think I'm better than everyone else. I want to take what's yours and never give it back. What's mine is mine, and what's
This is
yours
a little
is
long.
mine.
I'm kind of regretting this. Well, you guys get the point.
Am I a bad person?
I used to
Tell
be
me.
able to do that.
Am I?
Said this guy never. Yeah, so it's all about winning. I mean, you guys get the
Does that make
you
me
guys
a
get the
bad
gist.
person?
Nike, it's all about winning.
Tell me.
Winning
Does
isn't
it?
for everyone. Yeah, there you go. I kind of regret that now because I'm sure some people just popped on in and they're like, "What is this? I can't skip this commercial. What's going on?" So now I kind of regret not having myself on the screen when that was playing. But oh well. So that's what Nike's doing. And then what did I do? What did this guy do? Well, here we go. This may be a little bit hypocritical, but we went to the outlet mall, and they did have a Converse store. I didn't find anything, but I did pick up some tennis shoes. We call them gym shoes where I'm from. These are apparently called, I'm not a sneakerhead. These are Grand Court 2.0. So these Grand Court 2.0s, what I did, they were normally, anyway, they were 50%. They were normally $100. They were 50% off. So I got them for $49.95. But because I'm a veteran, the Adidas outlet has a 15% off. So these cost me $42. It's size 13 for these Adidas shoes with cloud foam comfort technology. And I like to walk a lot, and I'm not getting any younger here. So there you go. Maybe that's a little bit hypocritical of me, but bought some size 13s Adidas, and hey, it's a good deal. I like how they look, and but truth be told, we didn't go to the Nike store just because it was a little bit too busy. But yeah, so just circling back a little bit. Bose, what's up, man? It's been a minute. I added Visa, 3 more shares this week, and if you guys sign up for the newsletter, you'll see what happened. I sold out once Visa. Visa was in the low 250s. And we only had 6 shares of J&J left. We had only ever had 10 shares of Johnson & Johnson in the Roth. And, might not be the best place for it. So I kind of wanted something that has a little bit better total return prospect. So I went with, sold those, consolidated it mostly into Visa. And, so we'll do some news in a minute. But I told you, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, WTF. What did I tell you? Sometimes, like AT&T, you're clear for liftoff. Wheels up, baby. They beat earnings, right? So, yeah, and Janice, we played the Nike video. Winning isn't for everyone. My dream is to end theirs type thing. If you're not winning, you shouldn't be playing or whatever they do. But John, yeah, it's going to be mixed. I tweeted one of their ads out on social media, and it was mixed. Some people said, I don't like it. It's supposed to be all about inclusion and everybody, and now it's just like, win. But yeah, Cena, you're right, man. It's targeting and that's what they're doing. They're trying to use the Olympics to propel like a new identity for Nike. We'll see, kind of like in your face, smash mouth, just, if you want to be a champion, you wear Nikes, But it describes you in business. Hey, do what you got to do. Yes, I did. And no, they were tennis shoes for those of you that just tune in. Oh, no. So, yeah, dude, that's a great point, Janice. With my savings, right, I can. And then I was thinking, can I flip these? I didn't even look, but you know what? I'm going to throw this up here. Why not? For anybody that's, there you go. I'm not going to block it. But yeah, so those are, they're tennis shoes, and they kind of remind me of the Sambas. And I used to wear the Sambas hard in high school, so my go-tos were Sambas and Chuck Taylors. And the Sambas are, right, like a soccer shoe, I think. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, buy Nike if you're a psycho. It's funny you say that, but a lot of like the legendary champions, if you listen to, so Acquired is no, it wasn't on Acquired. It was on Founders, on the Founders podcast with David Senra. He has one about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and if you listen to those, dude, they operate on a different level. So Psycho is probably like that, and hey, some of these notable names, right? Wasn't Kanye West? Didn't Kanye West say something when people were talking about being crazy? He's like, you want the crazy music, the crazy stage shows, you want the crazy lifestyle and all this. Maybe there's a chance that it's coming from a crazy person. So some crazy people do that. I don't know what the Ultra Boosts are, Bose. I don't know. Oh, Adidas. Yeah, I don't. I'm just not a big shoe guy. I'm mostly a Chuck Taylor guy. So, and by the way, Adidas, publicly traded company. Does anybody watching, do you own Adidas? Let us know. Yeah, John, I saw that. Poor Kevin Burgess, I had to text him. And I was like, oh no, buddy, what happened? They had like the biggest drop ever. It was really bad earnings for Lamb Weston, but sip of tea. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I'm trying not to do that loud. Yeah, this is my. Oh, that's hot. It's my daughter's. My daughter's. I can't hold it. It's too hot. I don't. That's dangerous. Hey, let's not do that again. Let's not hold a hup cup of tea or a hot cup of tea. Let's not hold it over a $2,000 MacBook Pro. Probably a bad idea there. So, but anyway. Oh, Ted, come on, man. They're not that bad. I like them. Maybe it's me. A little bit of Run DMC, right? That's a good point. No, he doesn't. Jim, I think you got a dad joke in there somewhere, but I'm sure it's all about the, I'm sure it's all about the, the clothing, the gear, right? Yeah, and again, I have a lot of emails to get. Like I said, I've been busy all day, dude. Went to Best Place, like the PBR factory, check some of that out, and I've been busy all day, so I have some newsletters to respond to. I really do appreciate all of you that respond to it. And speaking of, while I talk to you, I'm going to bring up and share with you on the newsletter what indeed I sold and bought and did. And if you saw the new video, you kind of got a flavor of one of the things. Here we go. Okay, now we're opened up. Should have had that ready. Yeah, so sewage. Well, we all got our personal tastes. I see some of the shoes that other people wear, and I think, ugh, not me. Not me. So here we go. This is an ad. It's if you sign up for the early bird by Market Beat, I get a few bucks kicked my way. No additional cost to you. You don't even have to pay anything. But anyway, a little story there about, if you read the newsletter, to sum it up, we went the cheap route. We had our sewer hydrojetted and not fixed properly with the transition area outside the house, dug down, replaced with a clean out and all this and that. But anyway, so here we go. No dividends received this week. Sold those 6 shares of Johnson & Johnson at $155. And I sold one. I talked about this in the last video I put out yesterday. One Nexstar Media covered call. And I got $398 for it. Well, $397.33 after Schwab's 67-cent fee there. So, but I probably won't be keeping the whole thing because the gain is 70%. I just started reading Walk Toward Wealth by Kevin Simpson. So, little story after I finished this. And then what I bought, not much this week. 1 share of Agree Realty at $67.50, 1 Starbucks at $73.95, and 3 shares of Visa at $254, and now the thing's up around $260. And then I just pick out some ex-dividends coming up this week, and there you see on the screen. So there you go, Lamb Weston with a 2.54% dividend safety score, or yield. So that's what I bought, and I talked with I don't see him in the chat because he's probably away. Richard Thorne, if you've seen him around, he's active on X, and we talked. It turned out to be a talk on options, and I remember that Kevin Simpson book. So Kevin Simpson is behind Devo, not the da-na-na-na-na, you must whip it. No, not that Devo. He's behind the Whip It Good. He's behind. So I just think, it's actually kind of good. Devo is a punk band, and they actually have some good songs out there. Freedom of Choice, I think. Freedom to Choose. No, that's a Milton Friedman. One of those. Freedom of Choice. Anyway, they have some good songs. You can tell I'm not a super fan, right? But, yeah. Anyway, Kevin Simpson, he's behind the DIVO, the Dividend Income ETF. The whole thing is about buying quality blue chip dividend-paying businesses and then selling covered calls on some of them. So that's what he's. So it's an interesting book. Just saying, I started reading that. Janice, I think you're my age, right? I don't want to sing it because, But do they really sing? I don't know. I don't think. Well, I do know they don't really sing, but. Yeah, Steve C. LW is Lamb Weston, and their Simply Safe score is 67, so it's the lower tier of safe. But yeah, they Oh, yeah, we'll do news here while we're on the topic. I'm going to get down to, Janice, you're 56. You didn't have to share it, but you could be lying too. I have no way to verify that. So, we're on the honor system here in the Dapper Dividends YouTube universe, whatever. The universe, it encompasses the podcast and the newsletter and the channel and all, whatever, social media. Anyway, all right, so. What I was going to share with you was a little bit of news we'll do. We'll pop that on right now and get that out of the way. And there's a little Lamb Weston blurb. We'll do that. We'll start here and work our way up as per usual. There we go. All right, so Cintas, ticker CTS, raised that dividend 16%. And they're a company that's really quality, perennially and perpetually look like overvalued, but 82% yield. My God, 0.82% dividend yield currently, but they do grow it quick. They reaffirmed Franklin Resources, widely known as Franklin Templeton, as dividend safety score of 70 safe. Amphenol Electrical Component Company. And how do I know that? Well, you see right here, it says electrical components. So yeah, I've just never really dug into them. So they raised their dividend 50%. It's now 1.03%. So how about that for Amphenol? I think they're also on my watch list too. They reaffirmed the 69 safety score for UPS, but they think the dividend remains supported. I got a little bone to pick with that, because if we click on UPS here, come on, scroll, baby, scroll. So they've had to reaffirm it 3 times since 2019, but there's the dividend growth. They've been growing it for 14 years, but yeah, look at that, 162. They raised it to 163, so kind of a token raise, but that makes me nervous. $128 a share. I feel like I'm getting bit by a mosquito. Here, the free cash flow payout ratio. So they said their earnings is high, but it's still well covered. But man, look at that free cash flow payout ratio. Yuck. 110% in 23. The last 12 months, 120. Now they do project it to be down to 81% in the next 12 months, but obviously, we don't have that future data, so that's analysts' guesses. But yeah, you could just see they're struggling. Earnings per share falling off. And, there is a cool thing I want to show you. Let me see their debt, though. Yeah, revenue's been dipping a little bit. Still really nice return on invested capital, but it's unfortunate. You could see a downtrend there. It's been trending down. Let me just see debt. 58% net debt to capital. Yeah, and that's a good net debt to EBITDA. It would take them 1.7 years of earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization to pay off the net debt. So, yeah, their balance sheet doesn't really look too much of a problem. But the curious thing in this write-up here, which I'll slowly go if anybody wants to pause the video and look through this. It was, hold on, here it is. Packages delivered by major carriers. Amazon, look at that. Amazon has overtaken UPS to become the second largest, but the largest private package delivery company. Really interesting with their volume, and they're catching up. Look at the USPS, 7.1 is the 2023 volume, and Amazon 5. I'm assuming that's billion. I don't know. Oh yeah, in billions. Duh. But yeah, this was a rather lengthy write-up, so I know this is real boring, but hey, if anybody's watching on replay and you're thinking about UPS and you want to get a really nice write-up here, you can just pause the video. So they basically sum it up as saying that they think it's going to be okay, but it might be a little tenuous. Yeah, their CEO said they look to raise the dividend every year. Well, what are they going to say? They have to say that, but yeah, I told you this was a really lengthy article on UPS, but yeah, their deliveries have been coming down since 2021. So that's something to keep an eye on. Plus, they are heavily unionized, right? So they got those union contracts and whatnot. But all right, that's enough of that. So that was UPS. Couple more here. Community Trust raised their dividend 2.2%, ticker CTBI. And there's Lamb Weston. They reaffirmed their dividend safety score of 67. So there you go. They actually went through, looked at everything again. So this is just saying that in Simply Safe Dividends' opinion, they view the dividend as safe. So they reaffirmed that score. They refreshed their outlook, their write-up on public storage, and a couple more. Polaris, they downgraded the dividend safety score, which Case New Holland's CEO Scott Wine had come from Polaris, where he did really well. And then he was at CNHI for a few years, I think for almost 4 years, and he actually just stepped down not too long ago. So interesting tie-in there. And then the last one, Stanley Black & Decker with another penny raise. Since 2022, they've been raising it a penny, or 4 cents, but a penny a quarter. Yeah, so there you go. That's a little bit of your news there. And then, because I don't want to, I can't see you guys, but real quick run through here. Some of you find this interesting. This is on Seeking Alpha. It's called The Week Ahead. That we've got what the monetary policy decisions are due from the Federal Reserve, the Bank of Japan, and the Bank of England. And then we get the U.S. jobs report for July, non-farm payrolls, non-farm payroll additions. They are forecasted to have risen by a solid 200. Anyway, I'm not going to read this. You can tell I didn't actually read this, so I'm right. So let's just see what I can skim through for you. That so earnings, we've got a whole get your buckles ready. McDonald's on Monday. Tuesday, we've got Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, Merck, AMD, Pfizer, Starbucks on Tuesday. Starbucks is going to be interesting. We could get a 3M pop. Did anybody buy 3M before they had the biggest, I think, one-day ever jump in the company's history, right? 3M beat earnings by, or the estimates by 25 cents, I think, and they raised the bottom end of their full-year guidance, so maybe a bit of an overreaction, but there you go. One good earnings report, blowing it out of the water, and you see what can happen. What else we got? Wednesday, MasterCard and eBay. Oh, Altria. There we go. See what happens with Altria. And then Thursday, August already, we got football starting. Intel, Anheuser-Busch, and then Church and Dwight. They have a product called Trojans, and then Chevron and ExxonMobil. So there you go. I think that's it. They got some of their ex-dividend dates too there. So there you go. Wingstop. Tommy want a wingy? So, all right, enough of that stuff. There you go. A lot of stuff. And then they get nice little write-ups. So, do you guys like that stuff? Let me know. I don't know. It's that was a long one. I apologize. So, I need to figure out a different way. I think Janice, you might have said get another screen. I might have to do that. But yeah, some of you don't like my new Adidas pickups. I don't care. That's the beautiful thing. You know, we like what we like. Jim, you say Nikes are cheaper than Kong XL dog toys. Well, that could be. I don't know. I didn't buy Nikes, but we didn't go. But I will say, when we were in the Converse store, which is a Nike product that's owned by Nike, they bought Converse in 2003. I think it was teetering on bankruptcy, and they bought it for, I think, 350 million, somewhere around there. But I did hear a mother rounding up the kids saying, you know, hey, we got to go. Dad wants to go over to the Nike store. So there you go. Maybe they dropped some money over at the Nike store, which that's part of, the whole Nike Direct ecosystem. That Converse store and the Nike store at the outlet malls, the company owns that, right? So there's no middleman to pay there. They're just selling their own shoes. Kind of an interesting wrinkle there. And then, wait, why are you... Oh, did I just see Ryan? Dude, are you back from your honeymoon? He was on his honeymoon. Yeah, you know what, Janice? Don't be ashamed of your age. Nobody should be. You've lived your life. You've lived your years. And no regrets. No regrets. Only look for what's next, right? Because, hey, you can't do a damn thing about the past. So don't spend too much time thinking about it. Use it to say what... I don't know. Fast Eddie's brother got fired from Cintas. They almost feel like I think there's Unisource, because I see them. There's Cintas. I think there's Unisource. Cintas does a lot of things. I think they even have a fire protection. Like they'll do sprinklers and things like that in buildings service. But so which company that dropped you feel is a good buy and dropped undeservedly? Visa. I think it's Visa, man. And unfortunately, I was texting Ryan and Harris saying like, here we go. Boom. I think we could see Visa getting into the 240s. No. Nope. But yeah, I would say Visa. Most Apple Watches tell their owners to exercise. Here's ask if you should sit a while. Janice, that is freaking awesome. I think you said you're a nurse, right? Greg, you're never late. Come on. Michael Swami is long. Cintas. Michael, I liked your comment in the video. I teasingly, because the Romans thought that the Sirius, the dog star, was because it was rising and it was helping heat the sun, But you're right. The concrete mix and the aqueducts that the Romans built it's incredible. That I heard once that the mix they used for the mortar, that somehow it's like self-repairing when it gets, I think it gets, I don't know. Now I should have been more prepared with that, but yeah, dude, are you on it? Are you, yeah, I see what you said down there about pool. So I'll get to that in a minute. We'll take a peek at that. I will say though, but pool supplies, I think my brother-in-law, I don't know anybody with a pool. Here's a great comment for anybody watching. If you have a pool, where do you get your pool supplies from? Do you get it at Amazon? I don't know. I don't have a pool, so. Oh boy, look at this. You're going to cheer when USPS goes away. Well, my business, we do a lot of work for the United States Post Office, and there's a lot of red tape. Some things aren't run very well at all. But that's part of the problem when, and this will go back to my libertarian leanings, is that I think the reason that a free market works so well is it forces competitiveness. And this is what I'm hoping for with Nike, is that they're being forced to be more competitive. So that's going to help them, or light a fire under their butts, to be really more innovative and do something. But with the post office, when you have a government entity, there isn't that supply and demand, there's not a money incentive, right? There's not a profit incentive. It's just, we're the government, I mean, if you want something to change, okay, drum up support, vote in politicians that are going to make some changes, and that. But how long does that take? There's no immediate response, right? So, when you don't have a profit motive, you get what you had in the Soviet and the communist systems. It's just everybody just does the bare minimum just to not get sent to the gulag, right? Because what's your incentive? There is none. It's pain, I guess, avoiding pain. Whoever organized you know what? I didn't watch that, man. But my wife told me there was something about a drag show, Last Supper or something, and I just heard her say. I was like, come on, that's somebody. You're gonna open up a shitstorm with that. Like, why even bother with that? Why? Like, what could that possibly do? All right, Boaz, I'm going to remember that. It's like, you want me to look at Novo? We can do that. Ryan said pool. Paulo, 3M. Yeah, 3M, it might have been an overreaction, but they still had, $10 billion for the Forever Chemical lawsuit, $5 billion, I think, almost $6 billion for the earplugs. They spun off their healthcare business. They cut the dividend. Their CEO is gone. So they're just a company that's in transition. And I almost think that the bar was really low. So that's why I'm thinking maybe this is an overreaction that it went up almost 24% in one day on, was it Friday? I think that's an overreaction. And that's the game that's played with earnings. Like the bar, the field goal, the goalposts keep moving, right? So anyway, I don't know. It's probably, I sold out of it. I know Ryan, he sold out of it too. So yeah, pool, I'll look at Novo and pool. I know they're on my watch list, but, trying to think about pool supplies long term, I don't know. I know that they've been crushing it. And I'm sure they did well during COVID when everybody couldn't go there. So I gave a few thoughts about 3M. Good. Yeah, Ryan, this guy's leaving me a voice message one day, and it's kind of funny. It's like I get my own personal Ryan Williams show, like it's a podcast of one just for me. But yeah, he's on his honeymoon, and he's leaving me a message, and I can hear, ordering, and I hear a waitress ask him if he wants coffee, and I hear the coffee pouring in the cup, and I'm like, I almost feel like I'm on vacation or a honeymoon with you. Oh, look at this. Jim. You know what we need, Jim? You need to get a microphone and a stool, man, because you got these one-liner zingers like that. So when you exercise, you got to move, man. You got to move. You want to enjoy it. I hope you're joking. I know you're joking, but you got to move. You got to be healthy so you can enjoy that retirement longer, right? Okay, so at Novo, I got pool. Here we go. I wanted to know this before we looked at it. You have a pool guy, but it's really mostly water-filled leaf collection system and an algae farm. Dude, I love that. Hey, that's one of my fears. Everybody, my kids are always like, we should get a pool. And I was like, your brother or your cousins, my wife's brother lives, I'd say it's probably a good 25-minute drive from us. I'm like, we got a pool 25 minutes away. We use whenever, so we let him have it. And that would be interesting. You get your supplies from Leslie's Pools, and I wonder where they buy from. I'd like to know that. So those are the things that we would have to look at if we were thinking about investing in a pool supply company. Is who's buying from them. Leslie's stock. I don't remember Leslie's. That's very interesting. So, Kevin, yeah, so my newsletter, I had my sewer back up again Thursday night. I'm up to almost midnight cleaning up sewage on my carpet. I think the carpet's toast at this point. So put it this way, we have some in this downstairs area, some remodeling that we've been meaning to do for probably the better part of 10 years. And I think now it's to the point where we're going to get the drain properly fixed. And yeah, so, as I started it off, I was turning all the lights down because we just finished watching an episode of Cobra Kai and we were going up to bed, and I was the last one up, and they didn't see it. So yeah, I'm just out of the corner of my eye, like down the hallway where the water backs up. It looked dark, and I was like, should I turn on the light or just, no, that's probably a shadow, right? And sure enough, man, I turn the light on, just, no. No. It's that feeling of like, well, I'm going to be cleaning up, you know, that stuff if you're eating for the next couple hours. But so, hey, I shared it in the newsletter. It made me think of investing, you know, when we do, sometimes we want to go for the easy, cheap, short-term things and it doesn't pay off. It just makes sense to go pay up for the quality, for the right thing from the beginning. All right, so here we go. And I'm glad you agree with me, Michael, that find having a neighbor with a pool to be a superior option. And you know what we do? I'll bring my brother-in-law beer or, you know, a case of beer or something. And it's just, I tell my kids, I'm like, look, we just had to spend money on gas and bring a little bit of food and drink or something. And that was an advice somebody gave me once. Again, they said, look, they're like, don't ever buy a boat. Don't ever get a pool. Make friends with people that have boats and pools. And every time you go to use it, just, you know, give them money for gas, bring food, bring drink, whatever it is you can do. Just bring some stuff for them and it'll be, and that largely has been true. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to deal with a pool. So, like I said, I have my own personal pool 25 minutes away. All right, what are we looking at? Pool and Norvo. All this pool talk. Let's share it. There we go. All right, we'll look up pool first. So, Mr. Ron Williams. Whoop. There we go. If that was trippy. So, Pool Corp. Let's see when they were built. By the way, dividend safety score of 69, 1.29% yield. So I think they've come down quite a bit in price. They were incorporated in 1993, and they're out of Covington, Louisiana. Everything pool related is what it looks like from that right up here. So they reaffirmed them actually on June 26th. So last month they reaffirmed that dividend safety score. Yeah, just quick dividend growth, 19% 10-year CAGR, 13-year growth streak. They just raised it again this spring. Yeah, that yield is, 21% above the 5-year average. So, you know, it's good. Look at that PE, though. I mean, I'd have to do some calculating to see if that PE of almost 32, that seems a bit high. But, hey, is it worth it? They've come down. They were 418, so. But, yeah, and this is going to be a quality business, I already can tell. The free cash flow payout ratio, 28%, stupidly low. Free cash flow per share has been dropping. I mean, they had a monster year. I'd need to know why that was so ginormous in 23. Things we got to look at if you're looking at thinking about investing in an individual business. Sales growth has gone negative for the first time in a decade. They're buying back shares down to 38.6 million. And when you see a stock that's at $300, $400 a share, chances are they don't have a lot of shares outstanding, except for Nexstar Media. I don't remember what they're at. I want to say 60 million, I think. Sales totals coming down a little bit. This is for Pool Corp, by the way. Yeah, return on it. So some of their margins, you could see profitability margins are starting to compress, but I mean, come on, these are out of this world, super solid. So this could be a good dip buy, but I've never dug into the business, and it's one of those things. There's some questions to ask. Yeah, their margins are all just really good. Net debt, not crazy. So yeah, they're solid. Although I don't know enough about the business, we'd have to see what management is saying, and there we go. NVO, Novo Nordisk. So we got dividend safety score of 99, a perfect. Well, that's the highest that they give is 99. And yeah, they've been on a tear. I guess you'd have to know if that was sustainable. I was like looking at the year, 1923, and they're from, oh my God. Do I dare? Bagsverd? I don't know. Hey, I had a hard enough time with Conan Click Yahol Delaza. think that's how you say it. The grocer from over there in the Netherlands. Anyway, recession sales. Look at that, 6%. So people need their pharmaceuticals. Dividends just been on a tear. Oh my God, I didn't realize they raised it 52%. Wow. And the amount is in the Danish kroner. 27-year growth streak. Foreign taxes withheld because it's, there it is. They give a little blurb there. So the withholding rate usually 10 or 15. But yeah, and this is a story about, they don't have Wegovy, do they? Which one is Wegovy? I don't remember. One of them's Wegovy and one of them is Ozempic. I don't remember which one is Novo. I'm pretty sure they're one of them, right? I think. So anyway, yeah, that's crazy. This right here, you'd want to see these ideally in a perfect world. If you're looking for something that could be on sale, the dividend yield, you want to see it above the 5-year average and the PE below the 5-year, and it's at 30. They're both in the wrong space, but hey, Nvidia was like that for forever, and see what that did. But I guess you'd have to think about that's crazy. Their free cash flow payout ratio jumped up really high. Well, interesting. Let's see what their sales are doing. Still way up there. And this is all the Ozempic or Wegovy, right? The weight loss drug. I know I always tell myself I'm going to go through these super quick because I want to get back to you guys, but I also want to do a good job, Yeah, their sales just super high. 4.48 billion shares, so they've probably split a few times. Yeah, look at this return on invested capital, 82%. That's like almost Visa-esque. 100% return on equity. Yeah, just crushing it. Look at those margins, and they've had really high profitability I didn't realize they were that high for a long time. So I would say, yeah, their net debt, not a problem. Wow, they're really good balance sheet. Yeah, this is one that is probably you're paying up for quality, and sometimes that's not a bad way to do it, So, any opinion on New York Mortgage Trust? Is that if that's an MREIT, that's one of the, let's see, if I can spell it. Do you have a ticker? New York, is that it? There it is, New York Mortgage. I'm looking. Yeah, it's a mortgage REIT. They get a dividend safety score of 40 unsafe. Honestly, that's the one area that I don't mess around with is mortgage REITs. I tried. I remember Annalee Capital. Like I tried to understand them, and I just couldn't. So, yeah, pool the PE's frothy. I think so, buddy. Andrew's investment journey, dude. You don't have to apologize. It's okay. Well, that's it. All right, Andrew's here, so we're gonna go. Darth gonna be going to bed. I'm looking forward to bed. Why? Well, German Fest in Milwaukee. I was there with my brother-in-law and a friend, and my wife and a couple other people, and we were enjoying ourselves. And we enjoyed ourselves till about midnight, when it all became pumpkins and mice, and we had to go to bed. So, so yeah, I'll second what Ryan said. Sweet dreams, man. Sweet dreams, buddy. Yeah, and I guess, right, Michael? That's the thing we have to think about. And yeah, is high because of Wegovy. Is that going to start subsiding? Are they going to be able to keep driving the sales on that? And I don't know, expand it. Is there going to be a lot of competitors coming in? Are they just first mover? Are they just first to the scene? But you could see their margins were so solid going back before the whole weight loss drug thing. So they're clearly a good business, clearly well run, but they've just run up a whole hell of a lot because of the, yeah. That's also on my book. So I think I was telling you guys, I talked with Richard Thorne. We did an interview on Thursday night, and then he texted me on Friday. And he's just a community member, he's just doesn't create content or anything, but he does a lot of option selling. So I'm really interested in that and that whole understanding it a little better. So maybe it was a little self-indulgent, but a lot of good information. And then on Friday, he was like, if you want to put that out, cool, but He's like, I think when I get back from vacation, I could do a better job. He said, I feel like I was all over the place and could have explained things better. So I was like, yeah, I'm game. You want to do it? Let's do it again. Michael says M-REITs are mostly for yield chasers. I'd agree with that. I'd say yield chasers and people that really do understand it, because, right, when you hear about Warren Buffett not investing in tech, it doesn't mean you shouldn't invest in tech. It means he's saying, I don't understand it, so I'm not going to invest in tech. And it's kind of along the lines of just thinking, not directly copying what someone is doing, but trying to understand how he's thinking. So for me, because I don't know, I just couldn't wrap my head around M-REITs. But there's people that understand it, and people that understand it very well. So that's what I would say, is if you'd really have to understand it. And I think a lot of people get suckered in because of that high yield. You won't stop by. I remember you at THTA. Yeah. Dude, that's, it's another one, man. I don't, what was it again? THTA. That's, the SoFi Enhanced Yield ETF, 10.29%. And it is an exchange-traded fund managed by Tidal Investments. Doesn't Tidal also do someone else? But I don't know what it is, man. It's fixed income. It directs in treasury bills, treasury bonds, money market securities. I don't understand all that terribly. They don't give too much information, but anyway, I don't know, man. If you understand it, that's awesome. But I would really have to try and understand how they're generating that big yield. Do you know off the top of your head, is there any, I don't know if they give a net asset value. I don't know if there's any erosion of that. Are they giving any return of capital instead of return on capital? 75 euros in dividends. Paulo, that is awesome. Keep that up, man. I'm so motivated to hear that, because whatever your goal is, I don't know what it is. Maybe your goal is 10,000 euros a month in dividends. Whatever it is, crazy number. You can't get to that number without 75. So you had to be there at some point. You're just there now. It's just one stop along the journey. My buddy Puckman, what's up, man? He held years ago, Yield Trap. Yeah, New York real estate. There you go. Yeah, 3M. You probably jumped on. I gave a quick thought about 3M. I think that it's exciting because we can see how one good quarter, they beat earnings estimates, I think, by 25 cents, raised the bottom end of their full year guidance, and because of some good news and a good earnings report, just shows one and it changes. I could see something like that happening with Starbucks, and that's what I'm looking forward for this week, because you guys know I've shared with you my girls, my teenage daughters, they check the app, they get the app drops, and they'll say, just last week, I think it was, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, time flies, they had 50% off Starbucks. So they're telling my wife, hey, can you run us over to Starbucks? We got a 50% off. Look at that. They never used to do that. So if they're doing it, that means there's other people probably doing it too. So I'm going to be really curious to see what that is doing. And if they crush it, this could Monday could be a last chance to get Starbucks in these prices. But but if they miss, we could be down into the low 60s. Who knows? But I don't know. I'd like to see flat. I want to get to 100 shares. That's my goal. I'm at 74 right now. So Boaz. I don't know. Spell it out phonetically for me. You're still adding to Novo. It normally splits over 1K. Okay. You're also Danish. Good. Did I say that city right? It was probably butchered. It was really probably butchered. A lot of competition going into trial. So, yeah, but they're big. They're a very well-run business. At least looking at the numbers, that's only showing us the past, not what's happening in the future. So, Iron Mountain, they've been on fire. Yeah, that's one that I don't know. I remember looking at them and I didn't buy. But yeah, we're getting a little bit late here. Maybe next time. I do remember them being here. Let me just see the dividends. I'll shout out there's dividend safety score. They get a 60, borderline safe. And sir, you are right. They are, dividend growth has been weak lately though. Ugh. But that's why I think they were stagnant, but oh gosh. Yeah, they're could be a little overvalued right now. They were as low as 57 and now they're at almost $100. So I know you guys couldn't see that. I didn't forget to share. Oh, you're still watching, buddy. I'm going to take a sip from my Hogwarts cup, which, there you go. I don't know. I just grab a mug. I was in a hurry, you know. Ryan, you're expecting the worst. I'm hoping for the worst, right? Yeah, with every Starbucks I saw, my honeymoon was packed. Same here, man. Every time I drive by a Starbucks, I notice at the Pleasant Prairie Outlet Mall. So how fun is that? We're at the Pleasant Prairie Outlet Mall in Kenosha, Wisconsin, owned by Simon Property Group, ticker SPG. And we were inside of the Converse store, which is owned by Nike. And I saw a teenage girl drinking a Starbucks cup. I was thinking like, and there you go. So that's another dividend stock right there. So you got Starbucks in there. There's probably a few more too, but yeah, man, I'm hoping for it to be bad. Honestly, it's just the way it should be. You really want to see if you have a high conviction, you understand the business, and the market for whatever reason doesn't understand it and doesn't like the stock price right now, right? Like that's the whole Ben Graham. The market in the short term is a voting machine. It's a popularity contest, but in the long run, it's a voting machine, right? You get to see its valuation start to come out. So that's I'm hoping flat. I really wanted to get to. I'm 26 shares away from 100, and I've actually been thinking about. I have 113 J&J, and so I was thinking, I'm up on J&J. Maybe I should cash out enough J&J to get my 26 more shares of Starbucks. So I may do that this week. We'll see. But thank you. I did think that didn't sound right. I was like, wait, no. I just said in the short term. Yes, in the long term, it's a weighing machine. Hey, it's been a long weekend. I may be a little fuzzy still. So, and you know what this is? This is the beauty. When I talked to Kanwal Sarai, remember I was on a guest on him and I were chatting off camera, or while not recording, we're still on camera, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, when are you going to do a live? And he's like, oh, no. He's like, I'm too scared to do a live because he's like, what if you mess up? What if you say the wrong thing? You can't edit it out. You can't go back. I was like, yeah, I don't even care anymore. It's just, I'm like, but it's real. And I said, you know what I think it is in all honesty? It's just, I think you and I, like you appreciate, like when I watch Ryan, when I watch Kevin, when I watch Dart, when I watch people that are live, it's like, this is me. I'm sitting here with you. When you see the recorded videos, there's some times when I flub up a line so many times, or I type out my script, and sometimes I can't get the words out right. And it's just, that all gets cut. You don't see that. But when we're live, hey, this is live without a net. So I think it's, as a viewer, and I know this, I really do appreciate. I like making little jokes. Ryan, you're just at a bad time with yours. Friday night is Friday night when you're on. I'm getting home from work. I exercise Friday night. I got my exercise routine. Shower. It's pizza night with my family. So it's like all this stuff is always going on when you're live. But Monday night's a little easier. So. And it is fun. It's fun, but I totally get it, because right there when, I flubbed up Ben Graham's quote by saying, essentially, I told you, in the short term, it's a voting machine, but in the long term, it's a voting machine, is what I said, right? Stupid. I know what it is, but yeah, I put sleeves on for this, man. I was wearing my cutoff, I got a Navy shirt, right? cut off sleeve navy shirt because it was hot. So, Bose, you own 14 visas. I have 24 visas now, I think. I guess we could look. Yeah, let me show you that. Let's see if I am honest on that. Let's take a quick peek at the portfolio. This was Iron Mountain. I was looking. Look at Iron Mountain's dividend growth. 1 year growth streak. I think that's what turned me off. Their dividend was frozen for, it looks like 1, 2, 3 years, maybe 4. Anyway, what am I looking up? Oh, my portfolio. Portfolio. This is the combined, the ones that we share. 23 holdings, and for Christ's sake, I hit the back button. Let's try it again, everybody. See, it's goofy stuff like that you do. Let me make that so we can. I know it's a lot of information here. Like, oh, I got a lot. Oh, never mind. I didn't need to go that wide. Anyway, what were we looking up? Visa. How about we go by percent of portfolio? Yeah, so Nexstar is still way up there. Pepsi, 10%. And this is not everything, right? Because I still have 401k. And yeah, Visa's been climbing. 24 shares at average cost per share of 265. So I'm still below my cost basis. But yeah, it's almost 25 shares of Visa. That one's getting up there. I love it. And then, yeah, Vici, I got 200. There we go. Starbucks, 74 shares, average cost 76. So I'm still right below my cost per share. And I want that to 100. And we'll get there. It'll slowly but surely, and they'll see what else I can consolidate. Yeah, this one, remember? Harrow Incorporated, they don't pay a dividend, but, I mean, that one's... this is just like, what is the portfolio porn, or yield on cost porn, whatever Stan calls it. Anyway, so that's that. But, yeah, and I agree, man. Live streaming is fun. It's fun for me, and it's fun for you. Yeah, I just sit here and talk, but it's just fun. I don't know, like, to get to interact with us in real time. It's, oh my God, dude, you're only 21? Buddy, you've got so much time. Just keep at it. Trickle it in. Just keep slow and steady like Turtle Man. Andrew, that is 3.46 more shares of Visa than somebody that has none. I couldn't think of a way to, wrap that up, but I love it. I love it, and I'm. You're a dividend investor, right? Kind of like Jeff Foxworthy. If you're watching your dividend stock price go up and up and up, you might be a dividend investor. Well, yeah, because we want to keep it higher yield on cost, getting the shares low, because we know it's a good company. And one day, because earnings eventually, right, pull the stock price, one day it's going to go up. But, dude, keep at that. 3.46. I'll drink to that. Oh, Shamir. We're going to have a one-off zinger contest between Shamir and Jim Betts. That would be fun. Oh, my God. Well, it's been a weekend. What are you guys buying this week? Why don't we wrap it up with that? Just spit it out in the chat. What are you thinking of? What are you looking at? Starbucks? I don't know. I don't care. This goes to show with 3M, it's possible. Something is just beaten down and hated and dunked on until they have a couple blowout earnings reports or two, and then just all is forgiven, like you said. Who said that? Michael Swami. I know it was to my flub up, but yeah, all is... oh, look at this. You got the 3% Robinhood cash back. That's cool, man. Dividend Dude, Dan, our young friend, he tweeted out his cashback card. I love it. Here we go. We'll end with you guys here showing what you're getting. Michael, more Visa, Starbucks, McDonald's, and AVUV. You had to throw one in that I don't know, didn't you? You had to throw in the Avantis. Small caps. Oh, yeah, it's a small cap, U.S. small cap value fund. Yeah, small caps have been on fire. I'm on fire. Is that song my kids sing? Jan is buying more SCHD. I believe 270,000 portfolio, 40 years old, on a good way. The retirement are still. It depends. It's all going to come down to your annual expenses when you want to be retired, right? If your annual expenses are just $0, you can retire right now. You're done. Congratulations. But, realistically, I mean, if you're spending $500,000 a year, it's probably going to be a while unless you have a super ultra high paying job. So, it's hard to say, man. It all comes down to your annual expenses in retirement. What expected. You're buying more Visa, Novo, and Amazon. And then we got Puckman. We'll end with Ryan buying Starbucks. You're looking at pizza. That's Papa John's. They actually popped a little bit. Vici or Nike? I do own Starbucks, Vici, Nike. Looked at pizza. Papa John's is on the watch list, so that one would be a long ways off. And then Ryan, you're probably going either Starbucks or Visa. We'll see what the week brings. Yeah, Tuesday, right? I think I still have it up. Starbucks reports on... It doesn't say if it's before or after, but Starbucks is on Tuesday, July 30th, the same day as Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, Merck, AMD, and Pfizer. So, hey, we got some more fireworks coming. So we'll see what happens with those. But good luck, man. I'll shoot you a message. We'll talk about it. So, yeah, but all of you, hey, we made it again, and I really do appreciate this. I really do enjoy just that you guys jump on and shoot it with me for a little bit. So I'll keep doing this as long as I enjoy. If it ever becomes miserable for me and it's not fun anymore, then I'll probably quit, because that's not fair to you guys. And I don't ever want to be doing something like this, just forcing it out. So I do enjoy it. I do thank you for stopping by for our weekly dividend communion. It was wonderful. I learned a little bit from you guys. And hey, you hear me say, I'm a kid of the 80s. So until I'm told otherwise by powers that be, I'm going to keep ending it with my guy, Paul Rubens, a.k.a. Pee Wee Hermans. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a great week, and we'll talk next weekend. So long, everybody.